Yo guys, how's it going? This is of course Sugi JRPG, and I finally got a copy of Star Ocean 5 Integrity and Faithlessness. Yes, I still think it is a pretty ridiculous name, but whatever. And I wanted to buy it on release, but I didn't have the money back then, so I'm sorry for doing this video kind of late in that sense. But this is kind of my first impressions into like the first 2 hours of the game, giving my thoughts about it and etc. And of course I will be doing a full review of the game later on once I've completed it. The date for that I don't know yet. So the first things I went through was the settings, and the settings were rather vast. There were a lot of good options. First of them, which I have to talk about, is the option to have Japanese audio. In the previous game, Star Ocean Last Hope, we didn't have that option, and I had to play with that very cancerous / Ebola English dub on the Last Hope. And I have to say, especially the girl, I don't remember her name in Last Hope, but she had a very annoying voice actor, and I think the casting went really off. The reason I always prefer the Japanese dub is pretty much because I always feel the Japanese voice actor give more depth to the characters, and there's always going to be like translation errors through Japanese to English, and I just feel like it's also a good way to learn Japanese. In Final Fantasy 15 though, what is coming soon, I thought that the English and Japanese audio were pretty decent though, because they did a really good casting there. But I'm not sure about the Star Ocean 5 English cast, so I can't really comment on that. But you know, my bet is on that the Japanese is better. Of course there's English subtitles, so it's, as I said, good for learning Japanese. And then I went through the game. You know, there's not really like a long intro or anything. It really goes straight into the combat tutorial, so to speak. And as for the graphics, I think the terrain looks pretty good. The models are really high quality, so props for that. You can adjust the camera a lot. You can buy like pushing pads down and up. You can like zoom in and zoom out. Then you can like adjust the rotating speed from the settings, so you can adjust a lot of the camera to your liking, and so you can tweak it a lot, which is good. And the graphics are pretty good. I think for some of the textures were toned down because they also did a PS3 version of the game. I don't know what is the actual difference between the two versions. Is it like drastically graphically different on PS3? I'm not sure. Or does it just run faster on PS4? Hard to say. But you know, the character designs in this game are, you know, the basic Star Ocean like. The characters so far seem very, you know, let's say mediocre, you know, nothing super standing out, very generic in the Star Ocean manner. But the designs are like, from artistic sense, they're pretty nice. The combat, I really like it, it's enjoyable. I'm still in the very beginning, so it doesn't offer the very depth that I wanted to have. You can swap characters as you could see in the previous games, which is also cool. You are able to set roles for them too. So you can have like defense, attack, and you know, healer / support, and that type of stuff. The combat system, like other than that, there's like you can flee from the battles, and the battle areas are pretty vast, and it's kind of cool that you can see the monsters in the area. There won't be like a second screen that appears or anything like that. It just goes automatically to the battle, which is kind of cool. The battles are very fast and dynamic. It doesn't feel very clunky. And as what comes to the free roaming, I still haven't really experimented with that too much, but it seems that you can do a lot of things with this strategy on that thing. So you have options to change targets and stuff like that. And you know, I think it's a decent combat. It seems pretty easy on the beginning. The thing I forgot to mention, you can actually choose hard mode or easy mode. I think they were named Galaxy mode and Earth mode being the easier. And you know, as what comes to the story, nothing really major has developed yet on it, because I'm still very early on, but I'm not expecting anything very superb. I think it's kind of like similar to every other Star Ocean game. Invading alien force invades more primitive, you know, type of a galaxy or a planet. I heard there's gonna be less planet traveling compared to previous games. according to a review that I watched previously. it doesn't really matter as long as the content is good. I don't think it's planet traveling and spaceships are, they are a key part of the game, but I don't think it's not the quantity that matters, it's the quality. And it's hard to still say should you buy the game. I haven't seen like any like hard bugs or anything like that. I don't know how long the game is gonna be. I would assume 15 to 20 hours. And I don't see like any negative things about it. It seems very mediocre so far, so somewhere around the 7 to 8 grade. And I will be looking more into it. And one thing I forgot to mention is they have this sort of profession system where you can like collect herbs, you can fish, and I think there's smithing and stuff like that you can unlock later on, and you can upgrade them. And that is kind of like a nice, it's not really a mini game, it's more like resource collecting, and it reminds me of the mining thing that existed on Last Remnant. You can check out a review out of that game, I did it a while ago. And I think that's so far my first impressions, so it's pretty good so far. A lot of people have been critical about the game, but it depends on how high standards you really have for the game, and whatever you will be getting a good price, a retail price for the game. Maybe you get it for $20, that seems like a really good deal. Anyhow, stay tuned for the full review of the game, and thanks for watching. Consider subscribing if this was helpful to you. I will be doing a lot of more JRPG content in the channel as well. Perhaps I am Setsuna very soon. And thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers.